Well, I think the issue of caring is one which ought to be given much greater prominence. We know of the personal sacrifice which many people make, and we know too the stress and the strain of caring. And from time to time I meet constituents who are desperate simply to have a week off, a week where they can go off and think about themselves rather than the person for whom they're responsible. So anything which highlights the responsibilities which carers have to undergo and the extent to which we should recognise them is something which ought to be supported. I think we have to be much more generous about respite, for example, because that does allow carers the opportunity to recharge their batteries. I think we've got to ensure that social work departments are aware of the people who are being cared for and within their areas, because often a lot of this is unsung, unknown. It grows rather than becoming an event. And in those circumstances, we've got to have a much more heightened public awareness of the responsibilities of carers. And since we're part of an ageing population, then the likelihood is that we will need to call upon the goodwill and the services of carers on many more occasions in the future. I've just been talking to Angela Rippon about a mutual friend of ours who turned into the carer for her husband. And it was an enormous burden, an enormous responsibility for her. One, I may say, which she discharged with tremendous commitment and even enthusiasm. But it was a great burden. And for those round about, it was our opportunity to lend her moral support. And often it's the moral support of those who don't have the direct responsibility which is so important.